mentioned 60% being the emerging market piece. That masks something what we call emerging Asia in those numbers, which is mainly China and India. And that grows from about 30% now to about 48% by 2025. So forget the emerging markets, the growth rate in China and India alone is phenomenal. I was going to say astronomical.
By 2025, the infrastructure spends or activity in the world is going to double to $9 trillion. And it is estimated that 60% of that is going to come into emerging markets, which puts us in a very, very good position, if at all, if we get our act in order.
International companies want to invest in India. This is not a question of desire or concern around the country itself. And what's clear to me is that we're seeing more and more investment allocation, be it from pension funds or institutional investors, being allocated to infrastructure that's never going to find a home, because the supply of capital into infrastructure far exceeds the opportunities to invest. So these funds, particularly North American, European funds, are increasing and have to look to emerging markets, and India will be very, very high up on that list, provided some of these issues are resolved.
All the construction companies in India would love the fact that EPC that's been their bread and butter. That's been their edge, the ability to create a separate developer entity to be able to price risk, to be able to understand technicals, to be able to project monitor is an entirely different skill set, which I think most developers have not been able to accomplish recently, right? So but I do believe PPP is an essential part of infrastructure growth in the long term, because nearly about a quarter of all infrastructure finance spend has to come from PPP.
The Indo-Africa relationship goes back a very long way, and I think there are strong cultural links, there's proximity, there's trade route links. And I think if you look at Africa now, I guess most emerging markets have the growth story, but 6 of the 10 fastest growing countries are in Africa, growth of north of 6-7%. And really that growth is being driven off the back of a very young and fast growing population, urbanization, lots of new resource discoveries, and of course a legacy resource endowment, and shifting trade patterns from the west to the east. So certainly I think there is a strong opportunity for India to revisit its focus on Africa.